I think this is a good time to get started. So a very warm welcome, Ethan, to Chi Channel. This is your second appearance, I believe, right? You got us started because I joined Chi Channel, and then I came up with this idea of having guest teachers, and I said, oh, I should ask my friend Ethan, and you were one of the very first guest teachers, I think.
Yes.
So a very warm welcome, and if everyone can please mute themselves, that would help us kill the echo. Let's see, I'll try to mute. Okay. All right, so Ethan, as a introduction, can you please talk a little bit about your background, what brought you into Qigong in general, Zhineng Qigong?
Sure. So in 1999, I began studying, I had been studying martial arts in a particular school, and I began studying with one of the senior teachers in that school who taught me Qigong as part of the basis for how they did things in that martial arts school.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years, since 1999, I began practicing more and more Qigong and doing a little less and less martial arts, because the United States is actually, and New York City in particular, despite popular media, is a very peaceful place, and the need to defend oneself from tigers and bandits,
yes,
pretty limited usefulness.
Especially tigers, yeah.
Especially tigers, yes. But over the years, and I had really, this had been my passion, and I had really focused on that. And one of the things that I had done is I had taken 3 month, I'd done different stretches of practicing for 8 hours a day with other, other students in my school for 3 month, 4 month stretches. There was a 6 month stretch where pretty much all I did was martial arts and Qigong, which is not a career path, mind you. Eventually you have to get a job.
Yes.
But through that experience, I joke with people, I say on a scale from 1 to 10, my Qi went up to 11. So practicing that much and that often kind of gave me a glimpse of what was possible through practice. And over the years, eventually I enrolled in acupuncture school, and then about 2011, 2010. And while studying at acupuncture school, traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture share some overlaps and similarities with Qigong, but they're by no means synonymous, and the methodologies can be very different.
Yes.
So during the course of going to school, I met teacher Linda Chu, and I took her Introduction to Medical Qigong class 3 or 4 times. I don't remember. Well, let's say I took it once for credit, and then I audited it twice.
Yes.
I got so much out of it.
Yes. And
my experience in that class, so in the kind of martial arts genre that I had been learning Qigong, and back in 1999, I don't recall how open China was, but I was living in Cleveland, Ohio, and the idea of finding high-level Qigong teachers or high-level martial arts teachers wasn't an easy thing to do.
Yes.
We had Mantak Chia's books. There were a few other books coming out at that time, but it was still, there was a particular culture and involved in all that, and it was very much based around secrecy and the hoarding of knowledge and the secrets.
Yes.
So the first day I showed up in Linda's class, and she began step by step teaching us lift Qi up, pour Qi down. And right from the beginning, she began teaching us she began teaching us. I'm sorry, there's on the screen, I don't know if this matters at all, but I'm seeing somebody sealing.
I have you on the big screen. If you click on your icon and do a pin video, you will see.
Okay.
Yeah, you will just see yourself, and yeah.
All right, no worries.
Excellent.
So, yeah, so the very first day in Teacher Linda's class, she began explaining, the dynamics of Zhineng Qigong, and specifically lift chi up, pour chi down, especially the reaching out to absorb chi from the universe and then drawing it inside the body.
Yes.
And then releasing it again. So in different forms of Qigong, some forms are concerned with absorbing and hoarding as much chi as you can. You pack it down and you become very strong and powerful. But the absorption and release, and it was specifically even phrasing she used. She was talking about absorbing all of the chi in the universe,
yes,
and then releasing all the chi inside the body. And that was a principle and a technique that it had taken my teacher, who was an extraordinarily wonderful teacher and man, and I owe him more than I can possibly ever repay. Yeah. But that was something that had taken him 10 years to divulge to me.
Wow.
On the very first day,
yes,
this super high level, what I would have considered a golden master key secret.
Yes.
That was just the start of class.
Yes. Exchange
and
of chi.
I very rapidly, yes.
Excellent.
And I very rapidly became aware that Zhineng Qigong was a very advanced form, was very well created. Dr. Pong is a genius, quite frankly.
For sure.
And his teachings are open. Human organizations there will always be politics and interpersonal interplay between humans. But I feel that the Zhineng Qigong larger family, they're very open with the teachings. And this is, I'm contrasting this to my martial arts family, who are very dear to my heart, but we have, things are done a certain way. And outsiders, you don't just walk up and tell them, okay, I'm going to absorb all of the chi in the universe, and then you're going to let it all go. And yeah, you observe them for a long time and make sure that they're the right type of person.
Yes.
So graduating acupuncture school, I then joined Teacher Linda's year-long 300-hour Medical Qigong Practitioner Certification course. Say that 10 times fast. This was so I graduated, I had gone to school at Pacific College of Oriental Medicine for acupuncture, and then the Medical Qigong certification was at New York College of Traditional Chinese Medicine. And Linda had run this for a number of years, and it was recognized by the State Education Department of New York State. So this is an official certification.
Yes.
And there was so 2/3 of the year was spent in learning practice and theory. There were didactic lectures and that sort of thing, and then 1/3 of the year was spent in clinic, which is where we met.
Yes.
Treating patients strictly with Qigong after the manner of the medicine-less hospital, which I'm sure most folks here are familiar with at this point. So I graduated that program and now have gone into private practice for acupuncture and medical Qigong.
And medical Qigong, yes.
And so, yes, and I've been teaching classes, and yes.
Excellent.
That is the short version.
Yes, yes.
Something I kind of wanted to say was that I don't feel without the decade of previous instruction and the immersion and the high level teachings that I had gotten from my martial arts teacher, I'm not sure I would have been able to comprehend and absorb as much of Linda's teaching as I was able to.
Yes.
Many people went to that Intro to Medical Qigong class, and I'm not sure that nearly as many of them came away with, kind of the starstruck awe and appreciation of Professor Linda and then Dr. Pong and
Yes.
Zhineng Qigong that I did. But, that foundation had kind of instilled in me, look around and see what else is good out there.
Yes.
And so that's kind of where I am. And Master Jian Xie is coming, and when he visited us last time, he said something that really stuck with me because of my experiences. He said that, and I'm paraphrasing mightily here, but he said that he is able to exist inside the chi field about 80% of the time.
Yes.
And that really struck a chord with me because, when practicing 8 hours a day for months at a time and weeks at a time, although the aim was different, it was so you could kick butt.
Yeah, kick butt, yeah.
But that sense and that feeling of, having a connection to the universe and to the chi was very palpable. Like I said, it went up to 11. And so when Master Jian Xie, who lives the Zhineng Qigong life, said he's there, it was good in two directions. So he's there 80% of the time. That's a very high bar.
Yes.
But he's also human. So if we're not there 80 or even 50 or even 20% of the time, there are things for us to work towards.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes,
practicing 8 hours a day is hard in modern society.
Oh yes.
But like I said, we're only getting started, and with the help of the other teachers, I think we can manage something.
Yes, absolutely. Can you, if I may ask, how do you approach disease and healing, Ethan? If someone walks into your clinic, I don't know, complains about high blood pressure, given all the choices, the acupuncture, herbs, diet, medical Qigong, how do you treat patients in general, and how do you approach disease and healing?
So before I was licensed with acupuncture, I was doing strictly medical Qigong treatments. And my experience with people coming in for treatments was that I was able to have some effect, and they would feel good after treatment. Most of us do feel good after Qigong treatments. But and especially in working with a patient week after week, where I would be doing Fa Qi and using different techniques
Yes.
of medical Qigong healing, my experience was that I would just get this sense at some point in the treatment that it would be so much easier if they would practice at home.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would begin by teaching them, just very simple La Qi and trying to expand from there. And doing the classes when we had the 2-hour class at the Edgar Cayce Center, teaching people a variety of methods, hoping that some of it was going to stick. So that's kind of my first response. When somebody comes to me in my clinic, it depends very much. If they say they're there for acupuncture, I follow the standard procedure of doing a TCM, differential diagnosis. I look at their tongue, I feel their pulse, I ask them questions, and then I select acupuncture points and I do the acupuncture. For instance, hypertension, high blood pressure is relatively easy to have a positive effect with acupuncture. in the short term. Longer term, many treatments over time can reduce high blood pressure and hypertension. So then I would ask them if they were open to receiving medical Qigong treatment. And so then when the needles are in, I align myself with the Qi field and then begin treating the patient. And it's usually I am led by intuition in medical Qigong treatment, aligned with the Qi field. I will then scan the patient, see what sort of impressions I get from them, and then I will either perhaps go part by part over the entire body, both sensing and sending healing Qi at the same time to see where I feel blockages or deficiencies. Or I will simply align myself with the Qi field, connect myself to the patient, and work to get us into the healthiest, most healing state possible so that the Qi field does the work.
Yes.
And I really learned this from one of my other classmates who, this is how he would operate every single time. And I would go into the treatment room and I'd be waving my hands and, sending Qi to different acupuncture points and opening and closing parts of the body. And he would just go in and stand and be connected in the Qi field. And part of what I came to recognize was it didn't matter how much I waved my hands, the patient had their own experience of Qi healing. And it didn't matter if the other clinician would stand still and simply hold everyone in the room in the Qi field, the patient would experience their own experience.
Mm-hmm.
So we often say that the Qi field knows how to heal better than we personally know. And so that was definitely borne out in my experience.
Yes. Ethan, at times your volume goes down. Is the microphone, I don't know where the microphone is, but at times it's loud.
I have repositioned the entire computer so that it's more direct online.
That's okay, yeah.
If that works.
Yeah. Let me see. I think I'm getting, maybe it's at my end.
Okay.
Some internet, I see your icon as red. Maybe it's, But anyway,
I've got good internet connection.
Good internet. Okay, that's great. If you have any questions, anyone, you can put them in chat or ask. Open up your mic. Ethan, can you talk a little bit about, we hear all these fancy terms, Yuan-Ti and Shen and May I ask you, what is the relationship, Shen, Yuan-Ti, Qi, all these terms we hear, external Hunyuan Qi, internal Hunyuan Qi. Yeah.
Sure. So specifically, Zhineng Qigong has a very sophisticated nomenclature and methodology to how they conceptualize these things in traditional Chinese medicine and in other Qigong schools of thought. Things mean something slightly different, although these are all related ideas. So in kind of the broader TCM sense, Shen is sometimes referred to as the heart, mind, or the spirit. In some schools of thought, in Taoist cosmology, the Shen is the eternal spirit or the eternal soul of the human. that is connected with the divine and the infinite.
Mm-hmm.
And so they say that at birth, the spark of the infinite comes down and is incarnated in the human, and then all the other aspects of the human incarnation kind of attach themselves to this spark of the infinite.
Mm-hmm.
In Western terms, we might think of this as the kind of the impersonal, maybe the superego, or the kind of the impersonal self that is connected with all that is.
Yes.
So the Shen is very important. But in saying that, I'm kind of overlaying other concepts from Western perspectives that don't line up one-to-one, maybe. In traditional Chinese medicine, the Yi is also the mind, but it's the intellect. I'm going to check my computer for just a moment. You seem to have frozen on me, Amir.
Yeah, that's okay. Take your time.
You come back. Okay.
Okay.
So in Zhineng Qigong, Dr. Pong has delved very deeply into these matters, and his understanding of these things is very deep.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a little bit of I feel an affinity with Dr. Pong because I have read that in childhood he was obsessed with martial arts,
Mm-hmm.
and he was always practicing martial arts, and so his family was connected with meditation practitioners and Qigong teachers, and so this is how he kind of gained access to all of the knowledge that he boiled down into the teachings that we've received.
Yes.
And they're incredibly sophisticated, very well thought out, really way beyond. If I had been alone in a cave and had time to meditate, I wouldn't have come up with these things.
Yes.
So and I've only read a fraction of what's available in English. I don't read the Chinese yet. So Dr. Pong's blending of the acupuncture points across the body, and how Qigong practitioners can use them, his blending of sort of the higher level meditational principles found in Buddhism, and then the energetic systems maybe found in Taoism, but also in the other Qigong forms. They say he blended 19 different forms of Qigong to arrive at Zhineng Qigong. So the Yuan Ti, to the best of my faulty understanding, is both the center of human consciousness inside the head. We conceptualize it as being the center going back from the yin tan point, the third eye going straight back, and then the ba hui, the crown, going straight down. Where those two intersect, in that space is the Yuan Ti. And Dr. Pong has a theory of the human nerve, the locus of consciousness for the human nervous system, but all throughout the body, the nerves actually create a network. And the best way I can describe it is it's kind of an antenna that this Yuan Ti mind is contained in. But it is also the connection to the infinite chi field. So we could kind of call it the local, non-local consciousness. So its location inside of our body is located at this point. They're sometimes called the Shenji Palace.
Yes.
These various terms, but it is also non-local. It exists in the entire universe, and the connection to the Hunyuan Qi field. And so then the Hunyuan Qi field is another concept and idea in Zhineng Qigong. Dr. Pong thought of this as, so some different types of Qigong focus on, for instance, there's the 5-element Qigong, which focuses on the different types of qi inside the body related to the organs. And these represent 5 different phases that nature and human physiology go through. And so it can get complicated. If one gets out of balance, things become complicated. Some forms of Qigong focus on yin and yang, and you're trying to balance the two and merge them.
Yes.
Dr. Peng's theory was that the universe was created out of a unified state. And so he called this, the qi that existed at this stage, the Hunyuan qi, or the original primordial qi of the universe. And this became his idea for, in Zhineng Qigong, what we should work to absorb and allow to heal us. So it permeates everything. It has, we sometimes call it colorless light. So it has no particular property of its own that it cannot then become all other things, because this is the original source that then became everything else. Before the undifferentiated, it was the Hunyuan qi, which was another really good idea that Dr. Peng had, because and this is another reason I really like Zhineng Qigong.
Yes.
Because in other forms of Qigong, there's a risk that if one practices improperly, or moderation in all things. So even 8 hours a day of Qigong, one should be moderate.
Yes.
There's a risk that a person could become unbalanced, and this usually manifests itself as mental and emotional disturbances. It is a well-known syndrome in Asia. They call it Qigong fever, and people would actually have to be treated in sanitariums.
Wow.
And for this, so there's a good book about not titled Qigong fever. That's about the historical process.
Yes.
There's a good book about the treatment of people who gave themselves problems through excessive improper practice.
Oh, wow.
So what I appreciate about Zhineng Qigong, and I'd always been given safeguards from my martial arts teacher, but what I appreciate about Zhineng Qigong is the effort and care. When Dr. Peng would develop a new Zhineng Qigong form, he would work to make sure that it was the safest possible for the largest number of people practicing.
Yes.
And it had to be very quick to heal. It had to be very powerful, but it also had to be very safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate that, because I don't want to scare anyone off from Qigong. Qigong's great. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and certainly if people already have emotional or mental imbalances, then practicing Qigong is not necessarily recommended.
Yes.
So,
and certainly, yes, and certainly combining different forms of Qigong, if you practice, because it magnetizes the body, I once read, and Qi is flowing a certain direction, and you're doing something else, and it reverses the flow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it becomes very complicated very rapidly.
Yes.
And this is why Dr. Peng's Qigong, we absorb, then we release.
Yes.
So that's kind of the gist of it.
Yes, excellent. If you like, we can move on to the next part. If you have a prepared teaching or just lead a practice, it's up to you.
Sure. So I thought today we would do some meditation, and then we'll end as is enjoyable with the self-healing sequence.
Yes.
That I was taught and I've been teaching. But we'll begin with some meditation in La Qi.
Okay.
And let me just set a timer so that I'm not keeping anyone from their dinner plans. Just a moment. All right. So let's begin. We talked about the Yuan Ti. Let's begin by locating the Yuan Ti inside of our own heads, inside of our own minds. I won't assume that everyone here is familiar, but as I said, we take the yin tong and go straight back to the base of the skull. And we take the bahoi, the crown, and we go straight down through the body. And that forms our two axes. Where that space meets inside of the head is the space of the Yuan Ti. So let's just take a moment to meditate there. Get comfortable in that space. And become acquainted with the inside of our own minds. And while we're in this space, let's visualize a clear blue sky. Blue sky clear of all obstructions. There are no clouds, no ducks, no birds flying, no airplanes, no sounds of traffic. The blue sky extends infinitely, 360 degrees, an endless horizon. Blue sky extends infinitely above us into space. Below us, we are seated on the supportive earth. And as the clarity and calmness fills the Yuan Ti, the center of our mind, I want you to imagine that each of us here is connected, Yuan Ti to Yuan Ti. The center of my mind is connected to the center of yours. We're each connected to the other, a large group, all under that clear blue sky. Master Jianshe is here, meditating with us, as is Dr. Peng. And any and all of the Zhineng Qigong teachers you are connected to are all here. Each and every one is connected within the clear blue sky and inside the Yuan Ti. Just take a moment to feel the connection. Feel the high level intention. Our teachers, Master Pong, the rest, all have a deep connection to the Hunyun Qi field. And we connect to them in this way. That benevolent intention for healing for ourselves, for each other, for all beings, is shared and multiplied. Each one connected to the other. Now I want you to imagine that the borders of your head are transparent. That clear blue sky that you have envisioned inside the center of your mind, spilling out in all directions. Filling your room, filling your town, the planet, the universe. And if your Yuan Ti is open, and my Yuan Ti is open, the blue sky inside your mind and inside mine will merge. Merge with Dr. Pong Ning, all the other Qigong practitioners. We'll all be connected in the Qi field. And when we each have that powerful connection to each other, to the universe, I want us to imagine that we're all at the Huaxia Healing Center. We're present for their daily practice. We are 5,000 Zhineng Qigong practitioners. We are each in a row. And again, the Yuan Ti in your mind is open and has merged. The clear blue sky has opened and merged. The clear blue sky of Dr. Pong and the 5,000 other practitioners. And we can begin with everyone else to practice La Qi. So bring your hands up in front of your chest. And allow them to open and close. When the palms open, feel them moving through this powerfully organized chi field. When the palms come together again, feel them moving through this chi field that's already been organized and created to carry a very powerful healing intention. The healing intention of 5,000 other Zhineng Qigong practitioners, all lined up side by side, connected together under the direction of Dr. Pong and his teachers. And already in an instant, we can feel that our entire body has been healed all at once, simply by being connected to such a powerful, highly organized chi field. The compassion and wisdom that has been gathered, created to help us and anyone else who connects and needs our help. Palms open into the universe. Palms come together again, drawing the healing chi from all directions. Open. Close. Open. 5,000 other practitioners all open the chi field. Close. 10,000 sets of hands. Close again. All in unison. Palms open. Chi field is cleared of all blockages. Palms close. The healing force of the chi field is intensified and concentrated. Still connected in the center of our minds, the blue sky still opening up, expanding in all directions, merging. The infinite blue sky in the minds of 5,000 other Zhineng Qigong practitioners. Powerfully, deeply, we are immersed deeply into the chi field. being held in that space by the benevolence and compassion the Hunyuan Qi field has. Healing intention, our palms are already moving through this organized energy. Surrounds us. And we know we have access to this space. We can be connected to the Qi field at all times if we choose. Every practice can be powerful and connected to all the practitioners around the world. We can connect and transform the Qi field of the entire planet. Every morning when we wake up. Tonight, just before we go to bed, we can take 10 to 15 minutes to connect to the same Qi field. Our intention to organize the Qi can spread out in our lives and affect and touch everyone we've ever met. We can start with ourselves before bed, though. It's a good place to start. Being connected to the Huaxia Healing Center, the Medicineless Hospital, 5,000 active practitioners, we can begin our practice inside the Yuan Ti, inside of our minds, practicing with everyone else. We'll begin to practice lift Qi up, pour Qi down in our minds. So let's place our palms on the navel. And now inside of our minds, we'll stand with our feet planted firmly on the earth, our head in the clear blue sky. Our mind can extend out into the universe, out beyond the Huaxia Healing Center, out beyond China, out beyond the planet Earth, in all directions, past the center of the Milky Way galaxy, out. Mind can extend beyond all known galaxies, to the very edges of the known universe, and even beyond. At the same time, the mind's light shines deeply within the body, deeply within, down into the Dantian, but even further still, down beyond the cells, the molecules that make up the Dantian, deeply into the subatomic particles, and even deeper still, to the very fabric and basis of physical reality. The heart is respectful and quiet. There are no distractions. in this clear blue sky that we're all connected to. The outward appearance is humble. The chi is harmonized and flows freely, flows from the crown and the tops of the ears, flows from the eyebrows and the forehead, the back of the neck, the spine, flows to the eyes, the lips, the tongue, the teeth, flows down the throat, across the shoulders, flows through the shoulder blades and the rib cage, flows down the sternum, further down the spine into the sacrum. Chi flows to the center of the chest and the abdomen, flows into the hips, into the pelvis. Chi flows from the crown, down through the spine, into the thighs and the knees, flows down into the shins, to the ankles and the toes. From head to toe, the chi is harmonized and flows freely. The body is very comfortable. The body is very comfortable. Standing with our feet planted firmly on the earth, and our head in the clear blue sky. Our palms are at the sides inside of our minds, and we rotate our chi hands in the mind's eye to face the earth. Push forward into the universe. Pull back into the Dantian. Forward, back. Push, pull. Back inside the Dantian, rotate the palms open. Gather all of the chi in the universe around to the front. Point the middle finger at the navel and send the chi, all of the chi in the universe, into the Dantian. Rotating the palms, open the Dantian up, and out, and gather all of the chi in the universe to the back. Point the center, middle finger, at the center of the middle of the back, the Mengmin point. Send the chi inside the Dantian, through the Mengmin. Draw the palms up, press in the sixth intercostal space. Press the palms, feel the fingertips meet inside the chest. Make a small counterclockwise circle inside the chest. Push the palms out, forward, palms up, in to the clear blue sky, all the way out to the edge of the horizon, all the way out into the universe. Gather back all the chi in the universe at the edge of the horizon with the tip of the middle finger and send it deeply inside the yin tang, deep inside the center of the head. Pulling the palms apart to the left and the right. Open the head, the third eye, the yin tang, up into the universe. Palms rotate to face the earth and connect with the chi of the earth. Draw the palms up over the head. Palms touch, connect. Push the palms up 1 inch above the head, but infinitely into the center of the Milky Way galaxy. And palms connected. Draw the light down through the crown, down into the chest as we make prayer hands in front of the chest. Rotate the palms in a counterclockwise circle. Feel the movement of chi inside the body. Palms push forward into the universe and separate the fingers one by one until you're left with a triangle. Lift the triangle up, gaze through the triangle into infinite space, the horizon and the clear blue sky. Separate the palms. Push the center of the palm infinitely out into the universe. Gathering all of the qi in the entire universe, draw the palm back. Fill the dantian. Pushing forward, push the center of the palm out, infinitely into the horizon again. Send all of the qi and the dantian out. Empty the body. Drawing the palms back, absorb to the dantian. Pushing the palms forward, release out into the universe. Absorb. Release. Now the thumbs pull apart 15 degrees and the entire body opens to the entire universe. The pinky fingers draw together again. The entire body fills with qi. Open. Close. Open. Close. Your palms come to the sides. Push center of the palm out infinitely to the left and the right into the universe. Absorb all of the qi in the universe into the dantian. Draw the palms in. Release the dantian out. Push the palms out infinitely into the universe. Absorb. Release. Absorb. Release. The base of the palm, the heel of the palm, pushes up into the universe, up into the center of the Milky Way galaxy. The fingertips pull down all of the light down into the heels of the body. Palms up, palms down, up into the universe, down back into the body. Rotate the palms in all directions and gather all of the qi in the universe into the palms. Draw the palms up over the head, up into the center of the Milky Way galaxy, and aim the center of the palm at the crown of the head. Pour the light down inside the body and fill it, the light of the Hunyun Qi field. Inhale. Exhale. Draw the palms down through the universe, drawing the light. Send the light inside the crown. Send it to the forehead and the eyebrows. Send it to the eye sockets, to the lips. The palms are sending qi to the throat, shoulders, the chest, to the rib cage, the sternum, to the abdomen. Now, middle fingers press the navel. The light goes into the center of the dantian. Feeling the light in the center of the body, in the dantian, draw the middle fingers around the belt and press the Meng Ming point, the small of the back, continuing to feel the connection to the light inside of the dantian. Feeling the light and feeling your palms inside the back of the legs. Draw the palms down the back of the legs, down the back of the knees, the back of the calves. Put the palms on the tops of the feet and push down and out into the center of the earth. Draw the qi up through the legs, up and fill the body. Push down and out to the center of a sea of infinite qi. Draw up, fill the body. Pushing the Meng Min down, infinitely far into the sea of infinite energy. Draw the light up to the center of the soles of the feet, up through the legs. Fill the Meng Min with light. The body fills with light. We gather the palms around to the front, deep inside the center of the earth, We'll gather the light from the center of the earth up the inside of the legs. Draw it up, press the navel with the middle finger, feel the light inside the body. Palms relax at the sides. 5,000 practitioners of Zhineng Qigong all stand, having completed the first section of Lift Qi Up, Pour Qi Down. Together, with 10,000 other arms, our arms come up at the sides, fingertips go up to face the center of the Milky Way galaxy. Absorb the infinite Qi field into the Dantian, the palms come in. Release, the body is empty, free of all obstructions, palms come out. Absorb, release. Absorb, release. Pinky fingers, close. Hands come forward 15 degrees. Thumbs open. Close. Fill the body with Qi. Open. Release. Close. Release. Palms come forward. Center of palm pushes forward infinitely into the horizon. Gather the Qi field deeply into the Dantian. Push out infinitely far into the universe. Gather, release. Gather, release. Palms come up 15 degrees into the universe. Fingertips pull back down inside the body. Palms go up into the light. Fingertips draw back down. The light fills the heels. Up, down. Palms rotate in the infinite Qi field. We gather all of the Qi in the universe up into the center of the Milky Way galaxy. Center of palms face the crown. Pour the Qi down through the crown, down through the heels and out into the center of the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Draw the light down from the center of the Milky Way galaxy. Draw it down through the crown. And then press the yin tang, the middle finger, sending the light inside the center of the head. Feeling the connection to the center of the head, draw the fingertips around the tips of the eyebrows, tops of the ears, round to the back. Press the base of the skull, sending the light deeply inside the center of the head. Exactly, right into the same place where the Yuan Ti is connected to the blue sky, connected to the 5,000 other Zhineng Qigong practitioners. Drawing the light from the center of the head down through the spine. We draw the fingertips down the back. When we've gone as comfortably as we can go, since these are the Qi hands of our minds, we'll draw it down past the shoulder blades. Doesn't that feel wonderful? We'll reach up and under and reconnect the palms and the fingertips and draw the Qi down the rest of the spine into the Meng Min and send the Qi deeply inside the body at this point. Gathering the fingers around the belt, we'll press the navel, feel the Qi inside the Dantian. Drawing that light down the inside of the legs. Put the palms on the tops of the feet. We'll press the light down and out into the center of the earth. And we'll draw the Qi of the earth up inside the body. Push down and out. Draw up and in. Down and out, the Meng Min goes deep to the universe. Draw up, universe fills the Meng Min. Gather the palms in front of the feet, deeply inside the center of the earth. And we gather the palms back along the back of the legs, along the back of the Achilles tendon, up the back of the calf. The light pours into the inside of the leg, drawing up inside the back of the knee, the back of the calf. Finally, we press Mengmen points, feeling the chi in the center of the body. Fingertips draw around to the front. Press the navel. Palms come to the sides. Every one of us, 5,000 practitioners, standing in rows. The Huaxia Healing Center stands with our feet on the earth and our head in the clear blue sky. We draw our palms up at a 45-degree angle, up into the center of the Milky Way galaxy. The center of the palm faces the crown and pours down through the crown, down and out, to the other side of the earth and infinitely far into the universe. Draw the palms to either side of the head, filling the head with brilliant healing light. The palms come forward, rest in front of the chest. The right palm pushes out infinitely far into the universe and turns left and gathers all of the chi in the universe. Up and over the shoulder, we touch the middle finger and thumb and press just under the clavicle. Left palm pushes out into the universe, infinitely far. We gather all of the chi to the right, up and over the shoulder. Thumb and middle finger press just under the clavicle. When we inhale, we'll press the point just under the collarbone, sending light inside the body, deeply into the dantian. When we exhale, we'll release, relax. Inhale, press. Exhale, relax. Inhale, press. Exhale, relax. Inhale, fill the body with chi. Exhale, the palms come forward into the chi field, crossed. Now make a lotus palm and feel the entire universe in the lotus. Feel the lotus connected to the center of our mind, the Yuan Ti. Bring the palms back into prayer hands. Push up through the crown, up into the universe. Open the palms up. The head opens. The entire body opens to the entire universe, and the palms come forward, gathering all of the chi to the front. Middle finger sends the chi deeply inside the yin tang. Palms come down. Palms press. Da bao, the sixth intercostal space. Fill the chest with chi. Palms push backwards infinitely into space and gather all of the chi in the universe around to the front in the palms. Palms cross, draw the light in to the navel. Feel the universe contained inside your body. Feel your body contained inside the universe. And along with 5,000 other practitioners at the Huaxia Healing Center, all practicing Zhineng Qigong, standing, the palms, the dantian, we relax. Okay, so get my bearings here for a moment.
Yes, very nice. Thank you.
I'm going to take a small sip of water here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So next, let's practice the self-healing, the La Chi self-healing sequence that I
Okay.
was taught in clinic and that people seem to enjoy. Again, since we're connected to such a powerful healing chi field, let's just take a moment, come back into that space. And we'll begin practicing La Chi again. Since we've been practicing, it's very easy for me to feel a powerful chi field between my palms. And when I wake up in the morning, this is the practice I begin with. Just gathering the Hunyuan Qi between my two hands. Opening to release all blockages. Drawing together to concentrate the healing power, healing energy, the healing force. Drawing the infinite compassion, universal love directly from the Hunyuan Qi field. Working to concentrate the benevolent healing energy of the Qi field between my hands. If I wake up in the morning, or I'm practicing just before I go to bed, and I have thoughts about controversies or things that bother me, I really concentrate on opening the palms and letting that stuff go. I really focus. Palms come apart. I allow that to be opened and cleared from the chi field. Letting go of all the things that I don't need or don't want. When the palms come apart, I let that travel all the way out to the edge of the universe. Maybe it can be recycled into something useful, but I don't need it. I'll admit I have more of this in the evening before I go to bed than when I wake up first thing in the morning. And I draw more of the healing energy in between the palms until I've gathered a very delicious feeling, chi field between my hands. And maybe when I have a chi field the size of a watermelon, which is ripe and in season, and I'll encourage you to have some today. Very powerful, good feeling between my palms. I take that chi field and I send it into my chest. And I allow it to merge with the chi field of my entire body. And now when the palms open, I'm releasing any blockages inside my body. When you open the palms, feel blockages and restrictions opening up into the universe. flying away. And draw the healing energy deeply inside the entire chi field of your whole body. And now when you open the palms, the entire body opens all at once. When the palms come together again, the entire body is filled with healing chi. Sometimes in the mornings when I'm practicing, or at night, just before I go to bed, I like to heal every cell in my entire body. So I begin. I visualize the entire body as a bag of rice. And I draw the healing lights in between every grain of rice inside my entire body. I let it fill and transform the space in between each grain of rice. And then I let it clear and open, dissolve any blockage in between any of the grains of rice. Then I go deeper. Each grain of rice inside my body, bag of rice, each little grain of rice becomes a bag of rice. And I clear and transform the space in between each of the grains of rice inside the grain of rice-sized bags of rice. Filling the space with healing light, dissolving blockages in between those tiny little grains of rice. And when I feel the space in between each tiny little grain of rice transform, I send the chi into each and every cell inside the body. I allow the cell walls to open and release any information, any blockage, any toxic elements. Allow it to be released out to the universe. Allow the healing light to enter into each cell, transform each part, drawing from the holographic blueprint, the Hunyun Chi field, allowing it to transform each cell into its healthiest, most functional state, transforming each and every cell. And we already know how to send the light even deeper into the molecules, transforming the space in between, imparting healthy information, sending it deeper still to the atoms, the subatomic particles, down into the quantum foam, the superstring, the fields that hold reality together, transforming it all. And I've got it down feel it's all transforming, feeling great. I lift my palms over my head. I transform the space above my head to its healthiest, best state. And then I send the chi to the crown, to the ears. I let the chi penetrate the entire body and the head through the ears, to the eyes, to the nose, to the base of the skull, to the lips, to the gums, to the teeth, to the tongue, to the throat, to the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the entire back, to the chest and the rib cage, to the arms, the elbows, the fingertips, the wrists, to the diaphragm, to the abdomen, to the small of the back and the meng min, coming from the crown, down through the spine, down into the sacrum. Again, coming from the crown, down through the spine, transforming each and every vertebrae as it goes, down into the sacrum, into the abdomen, into the pelvis, transforming everything inside, into the hips, to the thighs, into the knees. I pay special attention to any part of the body where I know I need healing. I especially make space inside the knees, relaxing everything that attaches and connects, feeling very relaxed inside the knee. Sending the chi down between the shin bones, down into the ankles, allowing it to transform and soften the heels, allowing it to transform and soften the small bones of the ankles and the toes and the feet. I send the healing chi in a wave down from the crown, through the spine and the rib cage, down through the legs and out through the toes. Transforming the entire body all at once from the crown, down through the body, down into the hips and out the toes. Allowing the chi to flow as liquid lights and a wave of relaxation all the way down the spine, all the way down into the earth through the toes. I transform in an instant from head to toe, the entire body healthy, healed all at once. From head to toe, the entire body feels a wave of healing chi. From head to toe, we are perfectly healthy and in perfect health. From head to toe, connected inside the chi field to all other Qigong practitioners. From head to toe, we are transformed and feel wonderful. From head to toe, we are healed. And we say, Howla.
Howla. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Ethan. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Amir. Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Created a very powerful chi field for us.
Nice. Everyone, you can open up your mic and thank Teacher Ethan, talk to each other. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very
good.
That was awesome.
Thank you very much, Ethan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was great.
Great. Enjoy
enjoy connecting with the 5,000 practitioners in the Huasha Center, connecting with the universe in such a powerful way, because then our individual self kind of dissolves really into it and becomes one with all that is. This is the entirety state.
Yes.
And then this is very powerful for practice. So
Yes.
thank you. You did a beautiful job creating the chi field for us.
Yes, very beautiful, Ethan. Great, thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you very much, Ethan. We'll see everyone next
Thank you,
time.
Amir.
Take care.
Question, Amir?
Yes.
Bless everybody. Love you all.
I'm sorry, Ellen?
On the 1st of July, when Teacher Jianxie is coming to Staten Island, it's a Sunday. So this means we, at least some of us, wouldn't be on the Chi channel. So I don't know whether you'll probably make an announcement on the Facebook page, but I assume that you also come to Staten Island with Master.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, I think after next week we have Master Zhao, Z-H-A-O, from China. And then we will take a break for a few weeks. Martin, he's traveling, and I will be busy, so maybe take 3-4 weeks off after that. No! But we have the 3 A's on Wednesday and many other opportunities to practice, and and our very strong YouTube channel. You can watch the reruns of some great teachers.
Excellent.
Yes, yes. So good to see everyone today. Take care. All the best. Thank you, Ethan, again.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
80%.